Hello. Welcome to Tuesday live readings with Sea Goddess Healing Arts. I am Ursula and I am flying solo today. So bear with me as I manage a couple of different streams and comments and reading requests and all the things. So if you're here with me right now, tuning in live and you want a reading, just drop that in the comments and I'll have a list going. And today I chose a few different oracle decks to work from. I'm going to be working from Sacred Rebels by Alana Fairchild. Since we're in Aquarius season, after all, that Aquarian energy aligns very well with the spirit of the rebel, especially the Sacred Rebel. And I'm going to be pulling from Ask Your Guides by Sonia Choquette. Love this deck. It helps you connect with your team. Actually, the description on the guidebook is the direct link to your personal psychic support system. I love her, and I love that deck as well. And then I have my Black Moon Astrology Oracle deck kind of on deck in case I feel called to pull from there for anybody. So as people join on, just remember, if you want a reading, pop that right in the comments, and I'll pull from definitely Sacred Rebels and Ask Your Guides, and from Black Moon if I feel called to. So while we're waiting for people to hop on, we are live on Facebook and YouTube, and relatively new to our streaming platform is Instagram. So if you're joining live from that platform, just know that right now the comments won't come through automatically. So you can still comment on there. If you want a reading, just pop it in the comments on that platform, and I'll just keep checking back and forth to see if there's anybody on there that's requesting a reading. So that will also unfortunately automatically cut off after 1 hour. They're still kind of working on that limitation with Instagram. So if I go a little over, just know that the Instagram feed will cut off after an hour. So I see some people joining on, and while I'm waiting for reading requests, we'll just kind of dive into the wake of last week's full moon, which the tagline I gave it was "From the Bottom of Your Heart," and that was super intense. And I know myself included, a lot of people are still kind of really dealing with the wake and the aftermath of that energy. It was heavily influenced by the planet Pluto, which is, kind of a buzz around that planet at the moment and has been for about a year anyway. So it's really asking us to dive deeply into ourselves. It's very much showing up as like a dark night of the soul. And what that means is it's just part of the process of going more deeply into yourself, into your capacity for transformation, and then coming out of it in some kind of rebirth on the other side. So if you're feeling it or experiencing it in that way, just know that it's all part of the process. It's a very new energy personally and collectively. We haven't experienced Pluto in a new sign since 2008. We had a preview of it a few months last year. And the energy this time is really different. And when solar moving outer planets change signs, it's a really big deal. So just know that it's new for everybody, it's new collectively, and it's new personally. So there's all of that kind of feeding into the energies anyway. And we have the full moon on top of it. So big full moon. And just a couple other things that we have going on here with Sea Goddess. We have a retreat coming up in March 1st through March 3rd. So in roughly a month. And we just added day passes for that. And I'm pretty sure we'll be doing another sale going back to the early snowbird rate. So stay tuned for that on our socials. And if you're subscribed to our email list, that's also a really great way to stay in touch. And if you can't join us for the whole weekend, if you're in the local area, New York, Southern Vermont, around that part of the country, you can join us for Saturday only if you want to. And that's a reduced rate. And that's a really long day. That's actually the day that we have the most going on. So it'll be great. It'll be wonderful. Workshops are included for anyone coming for the whole thing. Lodging's included, meals are included, and the whole team will be there working together to provide a wonderful, beautiful winter retreat escape experience. So we're really, really, really excited for that. So you can just go right to our homepage, seagoddesshealingarts.com, and that is right there. There's a link to it on the homepage, but also on our retreats page. And you can register there. You can explore our tentative agenda for each day on there. You can also take a look at the pictures of the property, the house that we rented. It's gorgeous. There's an outdoor hot tub. So we're all really excited to be there ourselves, but also with the people who have already bought tickets and are joining us. So we are half full on that. So that is still open for registration and for ticket purchase. And this week, the first and third Thursdays of every month, I am at the Sage Lady Shop inside Zen Landing Wellness Studio in Mays Landing. And we're going to do a little bit different reading style this time around. I changed it up a bit. So from 9 a.m. to, I'll be there till 2. My last appointment's at 1. I'm doing Navigating Your Natal Chart readings. And those will be a half hour, and they're only $44. And you can reserve online ahead of time, or walk-ins are also welcome. So if you want to join me for that, we can dive into your natal chart if you're new to astrology and have not yet had a reading. If you have already had a reading and you are just curious about what's going on with Pluto's shift that just happened and anything that you want to just touch base on, we can also just look at transits or talk about whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a brand new natal chart reading. So I'll be there for that this Thursday, and then again on the 15th of February, first and third Thursdays. So there's a link right on our events page to book ahead with me for that. But like I said, walk-ins are also welcome. Just know that my last appointment is at 1 o'clock. So we have that coming up this week. And then let's see, tomorrow is the last day to save on our merchandise. We had this coupon running since early November. So it was our holiday special on our relatively new merch shop. And in there, we have all kinds of cozy winter weather things like hoodies and pullovers and long sleeve t-shirts and that kind of thing. And it has a couple different variations of our logo. So you can buy part of the logo on the front and then the full logo on the back, or just the full logo on the front. There's stickers on there now too. So like I said, tomorrow's the last day to save. The coupon SG holiday is available until the end of the day tomorrow. So that's also right on our website in the shop section. And I see some people hopping on. If you want a reading, just let me know. I'll be here. And if I don't get any requests and I'm done with announcements, I'll hop off for today. Like I said, I'm flying solo. We're all going through it, including me, but it's actually kind of cathartic for me to show up like this. So move the energy through and keep the vibe going. So I am here. If you want a reading, just pop that in the comments. Let me check over on Instagram and see. Okay, there's nobody on there just yet. So yeah, here I am, everyone. If you want a reading, let me know. I'll pull a card collectively just to get started. So let me just actually do that right now. And if you value our Tuesday lives, it's not required, but it is appreciated. We have a virtual tip jar. The link to that is right in the description, as well as at the very bottom of our homepage. So you can get to that, and that links to our Venmo, our PayPal, our Cash App. So if you value and enjoy our live readings, shows, tips are always greatly appreciated. It helps us pay our bills. So let's just do a collective reading today from the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. We'll pull from that first, and then I'll pull from Ask Your Guides. Oh, hi, Jackie. Yes, all the feels for sure. I was actually going to mention too, speaking of the dark night of the soul part of all of this, we do a monthly blog post, which we call our soul broadcast. And that is a collaborative post that we offer for the first 2 weeks of every month exclusively to our Soul Guarded members. And then for the last 2 weeks of every month, it's available to the public. So our topic for January is the beauty in the frost, or the beauty of the frost. And we wrote all about the importance of winter and experiencing winter and taking the opportunity to really go within and go deep when things slow down in the outside world. It's an invitation for all of us to slow down on our inside worlds too. So that is definitely a winter experience, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere and the parts of the United States where it's actually cold. And we've been getting some snow here in Atlantic City, so that's been really nice. I actually love snow. I think snow is one of the most beautiful forms of precipitation that there is. So that was my piece. I talked about the Aquarius season, fixed air, and the snowflake. So that was my contribution. And we all have a contribution for this month, and that's right on our homepage on our Soul Blog tab. You can get to all of those. And then for next month, our topic is going to be loving yourself through a dark night of the soul. So there'll be a lot of topics and goodies in this one coming up for going through everything I talked about at the very beginning of this live. So we have one popped out finally. Oh, okay. So we got our Sacred Rebels card, and let me pull. Hi, Nicole. How are you? Thanks for joining. So we'll pull from Ask Your Guides, and then we'll see what the collective reading is to kind of kick us off today. All right. Oh, these are beautiful. So the Sacred Rebels card that came out is Focus on the Light, card number 37. I love that has a sunflower on it. The sun in the Northern Hemisphere during this time of the year is just so dim, and it's like cold yet warm at the same time. And it's just, a very unique experience to people who get to experience it. And I just love that too, just feeling that warmth on my face when the air around is still chilly and just kind of sends that chill through your body. But just know that the light is still always there. So this can be a message to focus on that, but also the light within. And then the Ask Your Guides card that came out is Pleasure, Divine Goddess. So if it's feeling a little cold right now, if everything's feeling a little tough, rough, like I said, in the wake of last week's full moon, do something that makes you feel good. That was actually one of the pressure release points for the energies that kind of contributed to the grit of the full moon were the water signs. So Cancer as well as Scorpio. So if you were feeling it a little too intensely to transmute and alchemize whatever was coming up for you, the other option in all of it was to just nurture yourself and take care of you, tap into the divine goddess and the divine mother within and that feminine maternal energy of the sign of Cancer. And definitely, if anything came up as around childhood, I had some things that came up around the full moon as well. So good opportunity for healing anything that surfaced with relationship to mom in general, but also the divine mother. So just nurture yourself, take care of yourself, surround yourself with things that are beautiful, eat foods that make you feel good, that give you pleasure. Just remember, this whole human experience is a visceral experience. It's a very unique opportunity that we have here as humans to have this sensory experience at all times. And I feel like sometimes we're just like, go, 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 do, do, do. And we forget the sensual and sensory experience of just being human. So that's the collective reading for today. Great reminders for us all. Hi, Sandy. Okay, so. Okay. We will pull from Sacred Rebels for you, as well as Ask Your Guides. Could be an invitation to tap into your team. So let's see what comes up. And I'm going to read the healing process. So this deck is really awesome. The guidebook descriptions are very thorough as far as the meanings of the cards. But there's also a healing process that's in all of them. Oh. So I'll read that part for you today as well. It just offers a little bit more guidance. Temporary job. Okay. So, Sandy. The Sacred Rebels card that came up for you. Sorry, I'm going to hide the comment because I can't see my face. In the world, not of the world, card number 34. So that's a very watery card to start off with. And then the card that came up out of Ask Your Guides is Truth, Higher Self, card number 21. So it kind of feels like this isn't a good fit. on many levels for you. So I think that it's a good opportunity to, while you're just sort of working through it and dealing with it in this moment, just remember that it's probably not a good fit overall for you anyway. So tap into the truth of what you're feeling about the position outside of the physical demands. Tap into your solar plexus chakra. This card is all yellow, and that's our seat of personal power. You can ask your higher self for guidance on this. So I feel like this is really a message to kind of face what's coming up out of the job, but also to honor what's not in alignment for you. So let's see what the healing process is for that Sacred Rebels card for you. So that's card number 34. Let's see what the book says on this. In the world, not of the world. Okay. So the healing process that you can kind of use as a tool in this whole process of going through the job is imagine you're running naked into a sea, ocean, river, or waterfall. Be cleansed. Feel it happening. Be with it and enjoy the sensation of it. Feel freed of any weight that you no longer need, be it physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual. Let go on all levels. When you are ready, just open your eyes and rest for a few moments before going back into your day or evening. You have completed your healing process. So hopefully that helps. And I feel you on that. I've had jobs that were not in alignment, that were physically demanding. But since it is a temporary position, it sounds like maybe it could be a permanently temporary position and there's opportunity there. So that was for you, Sandy. Nicole. Hang on one second. So we have Nicole, Jackie. Okay. Yep. So Nicole, Jackie, and Amanda. Sandy, yeah. So it's up to you. It's up to you. Just ask for help. Your team, your higher self, always there for you. And just really focus on what's not in alignment about this, moving forward into your choices and options that come in the next job. Okay, Nicole. Let's see what comes up for you. Oh, you're welcome, Amanda. You're welcome, Sandy. Okay. Collaborative dreaming. And we'll do the healing process on this one too for you. I feel like they're really helpful. And you can always go back to the replay and work through it every time you feel like you want to do it if you don't have the deck that I'm working from. Healer guides. Oh, this is perfect if you're leaving for your health. Okay. So collaborative dreaming, Nicole, came up for you. Card number 28, which aligns with the energy of 1 when you reduce it down. In numerology, we add the numbers together. So 1 is new beginnings. And this is a really important decision for you, it seems, putting yourself first. So pay attention in all of this, especially with whatever the health reason is, as to what's coming up in your dreams. Our dreams have powerful messages for us, whether you can remember them or not. A lot of times we process a lot in our dream state anyway. Pay attention to what's coming up, because this is coming up from your subconscious, but also unconscious parts of yourself. You can also ask for help from your guides in your dreams. So this could be a good way to work through whatever's coming up for you around the job and around your health. And then loss, healer guides, card number 5. The 5 number relates to change. So yes, leaving a job can feel like a loss, but there's definitely a healing element in this for you. You've seen that already, and you're taking action on it. But one of the things I experienced when I left my job was letting go of that part of myself. That was a really big part of the healing process for me. I tell a lot of my story in our blog posts, but also on my podcast, Becoming Chiron. And the whole first season is personal shares of me going through this whole process. I was in the corporate world for almost 2 decades and in this one job for over 11 years. And it was just no longer in alignment. I kind of had my spiritual reawakening experience during that time and kind of really became in tune with my soul's work in the world during that whole thing. And part of that was I just had to get out of there. It was a toxic work environment, and kind of reflecting back on it. There were so many things that came up during that whole process. But one of the things that I had to confront was letting go of the parts of me that were sort of wrapped up in that position in the first place. Going to college and doing all the traditional things and just being part of the hamster wheel to an extent in society that just, we just get a little bit lost in it sometimes. It's a cycle. So I think that could be something that's coming up for you as well. And then the healing process on this card, collaborative dreaming. Imagine a chain of paper dolls, all connected, forming a circle. Imagine that the circular chain of paper dolls can be filled with a beautiful golden light, which begins in the heart of each paper doll. The light shines out and shimmers, making the paper dolls radiant, shining, and golden. Imagine a feeling of love, connection, help, and goodwill shining along with the golden light. Stay with that image or feeling as long as feels good for you. Then simply open your eyes and you have completed your healing process. So I hope that all resonates for you, Nicole. And I'm sending you love through that process for sure. Okay, Jackie, you're next, and then Amanda. So Jackie. You're welcome, Nicole. Heaven Sent, card number 33 from Sacred Rebels. And I'm going to ask your guides. Deceit, Guardian Angels, card number 27. So Jackie, I feel like I know kind of a little bit of your backstory. So I know that you are feeling this probably in a very similar way to how I'm feeling this. And just know that we can always tap into, I think there's a theme of inner light kind of being threaded through all of these messages today. So tap into your divinity, tap into your crown chakra. Remember your connection to spirit at all times, even when it feels like it's not there, it's still there. That's probably the time when it's most powerfully there and available to you to tap into. So there's that. And that's card number 33. So that's a beautiful angel number right there. And then Deceit, Guardian Angels. So I'm wondering if this is speaking to something that's kind of an external influence, but maybe also an inner working that's happening. Because we can deceive ourselves as well. So whichever or both that this speaks to, just know that your guardian angel is always there to protect you. You can also work with Archangel Michael for protection. So tap into team spirit, especially when it feels like you're raw and vulnerable and there's nothing around you that's protecting you, because you can always surround yourself with that divine light and just know that it's working energetically for you. So here is the healing process for the Heaven Sent card. And it's page 133, which is nice too. Okay. Jackie, Say, through unconditional love, I now accept the spiritual gifts that are bestowed upon me with complete trust and gratitude. So be it. Short and sweet one for you there. So try that and see if it helps, especially when it feels overwhelming. Okay. Amanda. Yes, it's Tuesday. Oh, I'm going to take that as the one that wanted to come out for you. Actually, two that wanted to come out for you. I just flipped the deck over to shuffle it and two cards flew out. I love it when that happens. And then I'll pull from Sacred Rebels. Oh yeah, Jackie, I'm going through that one too. It's confusing, that's for sure. I feel you. It's been going on for a while too. That one lasts a really long time. Okay. For Amanda, you got Come to Life, card number 43. I love this card. I actually just pulled it for the first time not too long ago in a different live that we did. So this is beautiful. And then you also got Bravado, Warrior Guides, and Psychic Awareness, Divine Soul. So we'll tap into this one first, and I'll read the healing process, and then we'll talk about these two. So this, I think, is such an important reminder that it's necessary for us to honor the times that are somewhat darker or confusing or feeling lost in order to get to that rebirth process, like I mentioned in the beginning. So what I talked about was kind of the dark night of the soul experience and how that is absolutely necessary before the rebirth comes and before the rebirth happens, and to honor that cocoon phase. Think about the process of the caterpillar to the butterfly and everything that happens in the chrysalis. So, and look at all the animals on this. There's a raven or a crow. I'm not sure which one it is. I can't see the tail. So there's a death process involved, but it's part of the process. And on the other side of it, like everything's pretty much black and white on the card, but she's painting herself. So you get to add the color. You get to decide what happens on the other side of it and put all the pieces back together in a new and different way. That's a transformation and even better than it was before. And that checkerboard in the back is also a really important message on this card, because that is honoring the duality and the black and white, and then all shades of gray that come in between. So that's the Sacred Rebels card that came up for you. And then Bravado, Warrior Guides. You can tap into this part of your team at any time. This would also relate to the planet Mars, and this is your root chakra. So a lot of people are more commonly aware of their primary guides and that kind of thing, but there is a whole team, and Sonia's work really dives into teaching you all about your entire team, and you have warrior guides, and they can help you through times that feel like battle, whether that's external or internal. Tapping into your root chakra, so anything that's feeling like it's challenging your sense of safety and security, however that looks for you. So you can tap into them for help. And then psychic awareness, divine soul. And that's very much related to the crown chakra. So root to crown, remember, there's all those centers of energy in between in all of our chakras. We have 7 major ones, but there's chakras throughout our entire bodies, as well as above and below. So it could be an invitation to dive deeply into that as well. But just know, trust your intuition. The higher self is there. Your connection to source and spirit are always there. So just remember that through all of this. Trust your gut. So let's see the healing process on the Come to Life card. I love that card too. It's so beautiful. So it is number 43, page 165. Okay, the healing process on this one. This is a longer one, so strap in, everyone. Okay. Lie quietly and play some beautiful music that you love. Allow it to move through your body as though the sound is pure energy and you are as light as air. Let the sound feel good. Let your cells receive the sound energy. Feel the music rattle about in your body as if the sound waves are making your cells vibrate. They are. Let there be life. Get up and move if you wish. If you have emotion arising, be with it, but don't hold on to it. Let it rise and fall as it will. Be in this process as long as feels right for you. Feeling you have had enough indicates that you have completed the healing process for this oracle. You may wish to repeat this exercise daily for several weeks. If so, choose music that feels right for you each time. You can then see the difference this healing process has on your well-being, your energy levels, and the ease in which you access your intuition and feelings. Also note the clarity in which you perceive in what you perceive. You might be surprised at what a little music therapy consciously received can do for you. Oh, I love that so, so, so much. And that also could be maybe a hint to dive into a little sound healing too, not just through playing music, but like singing bowls, sound bowls, that kind of thing. There's a lot of that available now, just through different channels on YouTube. And if you're in an area locally that offers it, like a yoga studio or something, that can be an invitation to dive deeply into that as well. I find it to be extremely powerful. Oh, perfect. Excellent. Well, there you go. So maybe a little bit more frequently, or maybe just start focusing it a little bit more on something specific. That could be a good hint to dive more deeply into that practice. Hello, Shamanta. You're new here. If you're new here, welcome. It's our Tuesday live readings. So I'm here, and if you want a card pull, just let me know. Please request it if you would like it. If not, then I have no other requests at this time. I will hop over to Instagram to see. We have some people joined but haven't requested readings yet. So if you're on Instagram and you want a card, just drop that in the comments and let me know. And if not, if you're just watching, that's cool too. No worries. So yeah, if you're enjoying our shows, like I said, we have a virtual tip jar. The link's right in the show description at the bottom. If you're on Facebook or YouTube. If you're on Instagram, I don't think the description carries over. So the bottom of our homepage is where you'll find that link to our digital business card. So there's that. And I kind of felt called, actually, Jackie, during your reading, to pull one card from the Black Moon Astrology Oracle deck. I am good, Shamanta. I'm riding the waves. Hope you are too. Thank you. Yes, you can get a reading. Absolutely. Let me pull this one from the Black Moon deck, and then I'll pull for you. The Saturn card, of course, Truth, card number 6. So it's interesting. We're going to be having a lot of, so actually every personal planet will have a soul space meetup with Pluto in February. And that energy, it's kind of rare for them to do that one by one, back to back. Shamata, no, this is one I just pulled in general. I'm going to pull 2 cards for you from a different deck next. So whenever we're talking about planets kind of being in the signs, there's always a ruler of that sign. And Aquarius is traditionally ruled by the planet Saturn. And the modern ruler is the planet Uranus. So anytime anything meets up with Pluto, there is a deep look at the underbelly of things that were previously hidden come to the surface. So we're going to have Mercury, Mars, and Venus all meet up with Pluto. And Pluto brings truth to the surface in a big way, especially with Mercury. So in the coming month, all of February, we'll have these meetups that will happen, and we'll see what happens and what comes of it. It's more towards the middle of the month and through the end of the month. So just pay attention collectively. Saturn right now is in the sign of Pisces. So that is the sign that relates to transcendence. So we have that vibe coming into the energy now with anything that's in Aquarius. And it has been for almost a year now, with Saturn being in the sign of Pisces. So just know that a lot of times it does feel like, I say, Saturn lessons. Think about when you turn 30, what was going on in your life then. It all really feels like getting called into the principal's office. So, yeah, there's an element of that for sure. And that just adds to the heaviness. Saturn's a heavy planet. It forces us to take responsibility for things, to face the reality of things. It's the last visible planet. So there's a boundary element that goes into this. And then the sign of Pisces, which is boundless, it's sort of like a paradox in a lot of ways. So just know that that is an underlying theme going on right now in general in a big way. Yeah, Jackie, I hear you on that too. Okay. Shamanta from Sacred Rebels. The world wants to be written, or the word wants to be written. That might have been a synchronicity in my mispronunciation of that. We all have a chance to dream it up. Okay. And then from Ask Your Guides. So I'm pulling from 2 decks primarily today. Shamanta, the Sacred Rebels deck by Alana Fairchild and Ask Your Guides by Sonia Choquette, just so you know, in case you missed the beginning. Oh, the Truth card came up again. Okay. So the word wants to be written, card number 42, and I'll read the healing process on that one. And the Truth card again. So that's a repeat for today. So this is incredibly beautiful. I think almost every card so far, or several cards that I pulled from Sacred Rebels, had butterflies on them. And I talked about how we're all kind of maybe experiencing the new Pluto energy as a chrysalis phase. So if you're a writer, this could be a hint to maybe take the leap and write the story that you've been wanting to write, or move forward with it in a publishing way to an extent. Or if you don't write, this could be an opportunity, an invitation to start journaling, as that is a really good way to process things, to move energy, to tap into your emotions in a different way. So it's also helpful to have journals and fill them and keep them, so you can go back to specific times of your life and see where you were then, and then in the moment that you're kind of reflecting back on that, see where you are now. So that is the Sacred Rebels card that came up. And Truth, we've already covered. So this is a card that is an opportunity to tap into really the reality of whatever you're feeling, maybe whatever this card refers to, but also just to your personal power. And just know that your higher self is always there for you to tap into as part of your team spirit. It is the part of ourselves that kind of stays with spirit while we're still incarnate in this earth plane, in this earth school. So that is always there. It has the higher wisdom of your soul in it. So you can call on your higher self for guidance at any time. So the healing process for the word wants to be written. It's card number 42. Okay. So for this one, and like I said before, you can do it now or just catch the replay and do it at any time that you feel you want to go through the healing process again. Say aloud, I now choose to forgive and release any person, situation, or circumstance that has ever been a source of shame or shaming for me, whether conscious or unconscious. I now release this from my body, mind, and heart through unconditional love. I choose to claim myself instead. I love, accept, and claim all of me under the loving protection and wisdom of life. I choose to live as myself now. I call on the unconditionally loving assistance that life wishes to send me for this journey now. I honor my creative power and my innate worth. So be it. Be kind to yourself. Say this every day for the next few days, or however long it takes for you to believe it. You are worth the effort. So I hope that resonates for you. And thank you for being here and for asking for a reading. I hope that that guidance comes through. And maybe writing could be a way if it feels a little stuck or if it's not flowing. That could have been guidance to put it into words in some way. So that was what came out for you. Oh, call on them as much as you want. They are there for you. They're your team. They are your team. They want you to call on them. Definitely. That could be more encouragement too. Keep doing it, keep going. Have that dialogue every day. I do, for sure. So there was one thing that I kind of felt called to bring up today while we're waiting. If anybody else wants a reading, let me know. But I've been seeing a lot in the last week, kind of leading up to the full moon, as well as in the wake of it. Yes, exactly. In the wake of it that we're all kind of in now, um, lung problems, just colds in general, coughing, bronchitis, pneumonia. Um, so this is kind of one of our go-tos for healing here at Sea Goddess. Louise Hayes, You Can Heal Your Life. And I felt called to read from this for the lungs, which she talks about, because in this book, Louise was a pioneer as far as using mantras and affirmations and kind of flipping the script on self-talk and kind of getting to the root of the emotional source of physical conditions. So if you don't have this, you can listen to it. She reads it. She's passed now. She's rejoined spirit, but there's a YouTube video where she actually reads the entire book, so you can actually listen to her reading it, which is incredible. That's also available on Audible, but you can get it for free on YouTube. Aw, perfect. That's beautiful synchronicity. And for every condition, she has emotional root that she defines and an affirmation. So for me personally, I've been using this daily for the last month or so. I've had some weird pain in my hips. So I looked it up and it resonated for sure what she says. And daily, I've been using the affirmation that she has in this book. Hip, hip, hooray. There is joy in every day. I am balanced and free. And doing a little bit of yoga and stretching, and that affirmation has cleared it up completely. And then just today, so it started on my left side, which is a part of the body that relates to receiving energy. Just today, it's now on my right side, and that's giving energy out. So there's definitely some kind of balance for me associated with how I'm experiencing this energetically. So I'll continue on the yoga, I'll continue on the affirmation, and hopefully it clears and moves out. So with the lungs, this is what Louise says, and I'll read the new thinking pattern is kind of, it also includes the affirmations that she came up with. So we'll get to that next. But if you're experiencing this or know somebody, just know this is what Louise defines as the underlying emotional source. The lungs represent our capacity to take in and give out life. Problems with the lungs usually mean we are afraid to take in life, or perhaps we feel we do not have the right to live life fully. Women have traditionally been very shallow breathers and have often thought of themselves as second-class citizens who did not have the right to take up space and sometimes not even the right to live. Today, this is all changing. Women are taking their place as full members of society and breathing deeply and fully. It pleases me to see women in sports. Women have always worked in the fields, but this is the first time in history, as far as I know, that women have gone into sports. And this was written decades ago, in the 70s, I believe. It is wonderful to see the magnificent bodies that are emerging. Emphysema and heavy smoking are ways of denying life. They mask a deep feeling of being totally unworthy of existing. Scolding will not change the habit of smoking. It is the basic belief that must change first. And here is the new thought pattern for the lungs. The breath of life flows easily through me. For bronchitis, peace. No one can irritate me. And for asthma, I am free to take charge of my life. So I felt called to that because of what I'm seeing my friends experience and people that I know and love dearly, as well as I felt maybe somebody listening to this now or to the replay could also benefit for that. So, yeah. Shmanta, they're not upset with you. Trust me. I think maybe diving into that healing process that came up on the one card could be a way to work through the guilt or whatever you're feeling coming up around it. You are the architect of your life. So incorporating and asking spirit is part of your daily practice already. And that's a beautiful thing. A lot of people don't even do that. So I think that go through that healing process and release anything that was recommended in there. Could be a good way to work through that. So let me check over on Instagram. Okay, there's no reading requests on there. If anybody else that hasn't yet asked for a card wants one, please let me know now or forever hold your peace. I'm going to hop off in a few minutes just to go back to our announcements from before. Virtual tip jars in the show description. If you're on Instagram, that is at the bottom of our homepage, SeaGoddessHealingArts.com, the very bottom, that links to our digital business card. Appreciated, but not necessary. This is our gift to you every week. We have our retreat coming up, like I said, in March, about a month away at this point, and we still have 8 tickets available, and we just added day passes. So you can join us for the full retreat. You can also join us for just Saturday if you're in the local area, and or if you can't join us for the entire time. That is right on our retreats page. There's also a link right on our homepage at the very top to explore that, see our tentative agenda, all the workshops that we have lined up, as well as purchase tickets. We have payment plans available still. So we can make a deposit. We can set you up with a payment plan, and that option is available as well. And then the day passes are also on there now. So we have that. And like I said, in-person readings with me are available the first and third Thursdays of every month in Mays Landing, inside Zen Landing Wellness Studio and the Sage Lady Shop, which also has anything you could possibly imagine for your divination and manifestation needs. It is a wonderful, wonderful, just metaphysical shop in general, filled with all kinds of herbs and spell kits and jewelry and candles. I got this candle there not too long ago for my own personal practice that I've been doing. So there's all kinds of altar candles. It's kind of overwhelming thinking of everything that she has in there. So stop on by if you don't want a reading, just to shop. I'll be there Thursday, the 1st, and then again on the 15th. And I'm offering 30-minute navigating your natal chart readings. Whether you're new to astrology or just want to check in on transits or have any specific questions, we can cover that. Whatever you want. The sky is the limit, as I say, jokingly. So those are $44, and you can register in advance on our events page. There's a link, or walk-ins are also welcome. Appointments are 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m., and then 1 o'clock, and then I'll be out of there. So I would love to see you if you're in the local area and would like an in-person reading with me. Tomorrow's the last day to save on our holiday special on our merch shop. Just use code SGHoliday to save 10%. And then that'll go away until the next time we run a sale on our merch. And I talked about our soul broadcast. That is our monthly collaborative blog post. We all pick a topic and then write a piece about it every month. And for the first 2 weeks of every month, those are available exclusively to the Soul Garden membership. And then 15th of every month, we flip the switch and they're public. So you can find January's on there now. We'll be posting February soon. And then February 15th, that'll be available to everybody. So we have a beautiful growing community in the Soul Garden that includes once a month, like we're doing here, live readings with just for members. It's also a monthly online soul circle, just members, and then early access to the soul broadcast, which also usually includes exclusive coupons as well. So there's that. And that's also right on our homepage on the menu at the top. You'll see Soul Garden membership. And then you can find all of our services on our services page. There's a link right at the top as well. It just says our services. So we have everything there, everything that everybody offers, all the classes that we have. And then on our events page is where you can get to anything we have coming up, as well as the link for the in-person readings with me. So, okay, we got a couple more requests as I was talking. Okay, so we'll do Mina. Oh, you're welcome, Shamanta. Thanks for joining today. We'll do Mina and Jill and hi, Beth and Beth, and then we'll cut it off for today. So, oh, wait. Okay, yeah. Jill, actually, you asked first. Okay, so yes, Jill and Mina and then Beth. And then we'll hop off for today. Okay, Jill. I love that last name. It's fierce. Inspiration from the Sacred Rebels deck. And another higher self card from Ask Your Guides. So, Jill, this is card number 3. And if you can see it, just look at her hair and how everything coming up and out of her head is related to something in nature. And then ultimately finds its way up to the divine source and the giver of life on this planet, the sun, but also higher consciousness. So this could be a message to, if you're feeling the need for inspiration, remember the word inspiration means being in spirit. Do whatever pulls you into that realm, whether it's through nature or just tapping into your light within, or even the light of the sun or the moon. Those are both our luminaries. The light of those two are different, but they're available to us. The moon most of the time, the sun always, unless it's covered by clouds, but it's still there. So just remember that those things in nature are always available to you as a source of inspiration, as a connection to yourself and to your muse. And then higher self judgment, card number 46 from Ask Your Guides. So I think this could be a message, more of an internal dialogue that might be happening. This can relate both to the inner dialogue of just self-criticism and judgment, but also judgment that might be incoming from others. And the card is pretty much all turquoise blue, which speaks to your throat chakra. So speak up to yourself, speak up for yourself if this is coming from external sources, or flip the script on your inner dialogue if this is coming from within. And here is the healing process for you from Sacred Rebels. So you can do this now, or if you're not in the position to do this now, catch the replay, which is available on our YouTube, and then you can tap into this at that point when you're able to do it. Okay. For you, Jill. Place your hands in prayer position at your heart, or lay them in your lap with palms facing upwards in a gesture of receiving. Say aloud, "May my inspired idea be blessed by the creative intelligence and love of this universe. May the perfection of divine timing govern the unfolding of this idea into its most beautiful and fulfilling form. May this idea attract the most nourishing people, situations, and opportunities so that it may live out its destiny to make a positive contribution to the world. Through sacred genius, love, and grace, so be it." When you are ready, sit quietly and say, "I commit myself, body, heart, mind, and soul to that which will illuminate me with golden inspiration and uplift me and those around me with love. I am open to receive all the support and protection needed to truly honor this commitment. So be it. Rest for a moment to complete your healing process. If you noticed imagery of bees, actual bees, or people dressed like them, stranger things have happened. When you are out and about, know that this is the universe playfully confirming your healing through this oracle. I love that. That's so beautiful. Yeah, there are a lot of bees on this card. So we can take note from our winged friends for sure. That was for you, Jill. I hope that resonates. And then Nina. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, Nina, for you. Oop, that wasn't a flyaway. It almost was though. Okay. Softly, softly, the tender touch, card number 20. And then from Ask Your Guides. Intuition, Inner Child. So card number 42 from that deck. And card number 20 from Sacred Rebels. So this just feels really emotional. I feel like this is speaking to a release of some sort that needs to happen in order to clear the way energetically for something new to come in. It might feel a little stuck. So, like I said in the beginning, we had the really intense full moon last week on Thursday afternoon. We're kind of in the wake of that. This is a very watery card. And with full moons, think back to last week on Thursday afternoon, whatever you were feeling. I think that this could speak to that and maybe anything that hasn't yet been emoted. Remember, emotion is energy in motion. So with the full moon that came up, there was a invitation to take action on things in particular that were kind of disturbing our peace or have been for a while and release them. So I think that that is part of this message for you, and just give yourself grace in the process. And you can always tap into your higher self and your crown chakra or connection to spirit to help you do that. And then intuition was the other card that came up, inner child. I said before that there may have been some family things or things from childhood that came up around that full moon. So that always kind of taps into our capacity and acknowledging our inner child healing process as well. I think that this is an invitation for you to do that. Tap into your personal power, tap into spirit for that, and just trust your gut and honor whatever's coming up and through. So here is the healing process for Softly, Softly, the Tender Touch. That's card number 20. Okay. Say aloud, I shine like the sun, radiant with grace, and all that I desire comes to me according to perfect timing. I relax, believe, and receive. Through unconditional love, this is now so. So that's for you, Mina. Be tender with yourself. Do things that make you feel good. If it's a little hard, or for a lot of people, it's harder to emote. We've been taught to push our feelings down. So it can be overwhelming when we actually let them flow. But as we say here at Sea Goddess, tears water our soul garden so we can grow. So that's okay. It's okay to cry, to emote, whatever helps you get the energy moving. So, Beth. Oh, you're welcome, Jill. And Shamanta, too. You're welcome as well. Thanks for popping in. Corinne, hi. Of course. Okay, so we'll do Beth and then we'll do Corinne and then we'll close it out. You're welcome, Nina. And let me just check Instagram real quick. Okay, so there's nothing on there. Oh, okay. Beth, for you from Sacred Rebels and Ask Your Guides. You're welcome, Corinne. Okay. For Beth, Beth Inspiration has come out to play again. So we will revisit that one in case you were not on for a few moments ago. I mean, this is yours, so it's probably a different message, but interesting that came out again so close to the last time, which was just not too long ago. And loss comes up again. Okay. So, like I said, you are, I know, physically in a place where it's warmer and you can get out comfortably outside, outdoors with nature, in nature, probably more comfortably than some other people up here in the, northern parts of the country where it's still really cold. So if weather permits and you're feeling called to do it, get outside more, get yourself to the places. I'm feeling like it's more so not the beach so much as trees. So in the place where you are, I think that there's some really cool vegetation. There's still probably a lot of bees buzzing around, flowers, things that we don't really get here when we have extreme winter, like in New Jersey. So I think that this could be a call to or an invitation to tap more deeply into your surroundings, in particular, those things for inspiration or just for moments of peace when you really need them. And then the lost card has come up again, healer guides. So you can tap into this part of your team whenever you need to for a little bit extra support, because we all have that capacity within ourselves, but we also have this part of our team spirit that we can tap into as well, especially if you're feeling like a sense of loss at the moment, or anything that came up last week around the full moon, anything that feels like it's falling away, that whole dark night of the soul process that I've already touched on today. It does come with feelings of loss for sure, but just know that some things just need to fall away. And I call that, for my life, when I go through these things, it's like a pruning. Like you have to kind of prune some plants and rose bushes and that kind of thing in order for the parts that aren't the most beautiful to die off, in order for the stronger parts to survive and come up and through. So I think that's a really clear message on that for you as well. And just honor that death process for sure. And then I'll read the healing process again. Card number 3. Card number 3, page 33 in the book. Very, very cool. Thank you, angels. Okay. Either now or when you can, place your hands in prayer position at your heart, or lay them in your lap with palms facing upwards in a gesture of receiving. Also, something that you might want to do when you're in the park, as you said, or in nature. Say aloud, may my inspired idea be blessed by the creative intelligence and love of this universe. May the perfection of divine timing govern the unfolding of this idea into its most beautiful and fulfilling form. May this idea attract the most nourishing people, situations, and opportunities so that it may live out its destiny to make a positive contribution to the world. Through sacred genius, love, and grace, so be it. When you are ready, sit quietly and say, I commit myself, body, heart, mind, and soul, to that which will illuminate me with golden inspiration and uplift me and those around me with love. I am open to receive all the support and protection needed to truly honor this commitment. So be it. Rest for a moment to complete your healing process. If you notice imagery of bees, actual bees, or people dressed like them, stranger things have happened. When you are out and about, know that this is the universe playfully confirming your healing through this oracle. So, Beth, I hope that resonates. Oh, good. You said it already does. It already does. Perfect. Perfect. Yes. So it reminds me of that Blind Melon song, the video. Remember when we had music videos? Like, if you're of the age where you can remember back to MTV and VH1 and real music videos from back in the day, that Blind Melon song had the little girl in the bee uniform, the bee costume as part of that video. So yeah, maybe play that song too as part of it. Could kind of play into the whole inspiration piece. Okay, Corinne, you were last. Nilton, I'm sorry, I cut it off at Corinne for today, but we will be back next week. If you want to join us then, we can do a reading for you, or just throw in a question and we can do it at the beginning of next week's show. So Corinne, yes. Okay, so from Sacred Rebels. Now I have Blind Melon stuck in my head. Thank you, Beth. I think I may have needed that too, honestly. So I'll play it when I get off the live. It's just such a fun song. Okay, another repeat. Wow. So Corinne, the first card from Sacred Rebels, in the world, not of the world. This came up previously for somebody that was asking about a job. So that may be a similar theme message for you, maybe not. We'll see. Card number 34. And then from After Guides. Discipline Master Teacher. Card number 33. Lots of threes today. Okay, so in the world, not of the world, number 34, which broken down is a 7, and that is the sign of the mystic. And when we get to the healing process on this one, that's beautifully tapped into the energy of this card. So we're all here in these bodies having this earthly experience, trying to work our way through it as well as we can, maybe having a little bit of missing home, missing spirit, learning how to tap into our spirit ourselves, our own divinity, and just knowing that there's a higher power at work, the universal intelligence, the intelligence in our own bodies, and that connection that's always there, that's always open and available for us to tap into. So there's that. And then Discipline, Master Teacher, card number 33. So this could be an invitation to maybe tap more deeply into some kind of spiritual practice to open that door for you a little bit more, open that connection for you a little bit more. And it does take discipline when you start a new practice of any kind. First, we have to consciously incorporate it. Then we start doing it, and then it becomes part of our day, part of our lives, part of our being, and then it just becomes natural. So baby steps, little by little, and then we get there. But it does take us kind of getting out of our own way or over our own hump in order to make that happen. So the healing process for in the world, not of the world. I'm loving all the repeats today. 136. Okay. So the healing process for this one, if you can do it now or catch the replay later. Imagine you are running naked into a sea, ocean, river, or waterfall. Be cleansed. Feel it happening. Be with it and enjoy the sensation of it. Feel freed of any weight that you no longer need, be it physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual. Let go on all levels. When you are ready, just open your eyes and rest for a few moments before going back into your day or evening. You have completed your healing process. So this card also really calls in the water element. Just look at the image. It's this gorgeous woman dancing in the sea, and there's fish all around her. So one of the things that was kind of coming through as I was reading the healing process was energetic cleansing. If you do that already, maybe a little bit more. And if you don't, that could be something to start doing a little bit as part of the discipline of the daily discipline. And one of the ways when I first started learning to do that was in the shower. And you can just picture the shower, the water kind of as it's coming out of the spout, the spigot, washing over you as like an energy bath, an energetic cleansing bath. I always used to picture the light, the water as just like pure white light washing over me, and then just all the gook or whatever I took on throughout the day kind of going down through the drain. And the visualization of that, but also just being in the water really helped me feel cleaner energetically. So that could be something else that this is speaking to for you. So I'm going to wrap it up for today. I've been on a little over an hour. Nilton, Fran, I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to you today. We'll be back on next week at 11:30 Eastern time. And then we're also all available for individual readings as well. Myself, Mandy, Lexi, and Jess all have a variation of readings available on our services pages. So you can just go to our website and see all that and more. And you can book with us right there. Right on our homepage, seagoddesshealingarts.com. Remember that virtual tip jar. If you want to show a little gratitude for today, I'd appreciate it. Not necessary, but always appreciated. And thank you so much to everyone that joined today. And I'm just so grateful. I got to move some energy doing this. So thank you for showing up and asking for readings. And we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.